Dwayne, I know I said I wanted to roll with that other story, but we're just going to go straight into news. So on Wednesday, according to Reuters, the U.S. military acknowledged it was unsure about how to address white nationalism and other extremism in its ranks. The decision to hold a stand down was made by Lloyd Austin, the first Black defense secretary in U.S. history. In his confirmation hearing, Austin underscored the need to rid the military of racists and extremists. The Pentagon has yet to define how it will deal with extremism or offer data estimating how many service members hold white nationalist ideology. The Pentagon also did not disclose how many troops have been disciplined for extremism. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby told reporters, quote, "We don't know how we're going to be able to get after this in a meaningful, productive, tangible way. And that is why he had this meeting today, and that is why he certainly ordered the stand down." The Pentagon did not define what commanders would do during this pause to express opposition to extremism. So what should the Pentagon do to combat extremism in the ranks, given that 14% of those arrested on the terrorist attack on January 6th were current or former members of the military?
Root it out at the source. Right. I think address. I mean, of course, the Pentagon should address it, and they should take measures to address the symptoms, which are all the people in our military that are complicit and a part of this white supremacist system. But if we don't root it out at its source, they're just going to pop back up in the next generation of people in the military who align with radicalism, right-wing radicalism.
Listen. This story is timely, especially since we saw what happened on this Navy destroyer the other day, right? Black service member walk into his room and finds a noose. This is right here in our military. And then we also see the overrepresentation of military and police officers in the ranks of those who stormed the Capitol. We have a serious problem, and it's not new. I mean, athletes, sports, were integrated before our military was integrated. So it's not like it's been far removed. There are some people who probably remember, people living who remember segregated units in the military. That's how short it was ago in our history. And the ranks, anybody that's been in the military will tell you how white the military is as it pertains to who's promoted, who's not promoted, and how people are disciplined in the military. So this is not a shocker. We just need to address it straight up, especially when we look at the overrepresentation of black people in the military, brown people in the military. So it's a serious problem for sure.
You know, doing your job in the service has nothing to do with your blackness or your whiteness. So code switching in the service shouldn't happen either. Right. And what I mean by that is you can say yes, sir, no, sir. But toxic whiteness is literally how you come up in the military. It's a fact. Right. Well, the way that they set up systems to evaluate soldiers are kind of based on not merits, but sort of things that are like honored traditions and a lot of and don't get me wrong, a lot of it is necessary. But some of it is just a leader's attitude about you. So Mondale is absolutely right when it comes down to it being proven that you can elevate in the military by being a certain color or presenting yourself a certain way. It's not all about having a crisp uniform and being able to shoot a gun accurately and being able to clean up your barracks room and do your job scope amazing, right? It's about color. And when you realize that, you realize when some of these soldiers get out of the military, they take some of these privileged attitudes with them, right? There's the Navy, our code was honor, courage, and commitment, right? There's a lot of people who have gotten out of the military who don't perform under the standards of honor, courage, and commitment because there really is sometimes there's not honor amongst the people who are your leaders. There's some racist people in the service, and if you are an E6 and a racist, and you have 25 E1s that are black underneath you, then you're gonna do some really messed up things to them, and your future in the military depends on how that E6 feels about you. So I and there's nothing that you can do about it. There's no recourse. You can't go around that E6. You can't. What you think you're gonna talk to the captain? The captain's gonna tell you, well, how come you didn't go to your E6? Because the captain.
Chain of command.
Yeah, the chain of command. The captain trusts whatever that E6 says. So y'all got to understand something. The E6 or the O10, literally and figuratively for the last 4 years, the highest person in the military was Donald Trump. So they were following their commander-in-chief's orders, and there's no respite. There was no way for us to get our complaints. Who we gonna complain to? The UN? Who we gonna complain to about Donald Trump?
Supposedly, this is the purpose of civilian leadership. But when Donald Trump is the top of that leadership, civilian leadership over the military is to prevent the military in America from becoming what happened in Myanmar. So what Marcus is telling y'all is when the civilian leadership is Donald Trump, what's next, boss?